Here's a 600-word creative piece on Star Trek 4. Zachary Quinto reveals potential final outing for Kelvin timeline crew, blending the latest news, fan anticipation, and franchise context. Star Trek 4. Zachary Quinto reveals potential final outing for Kelvin timeline crew. For nearly 2 decades, the rebooted Star Trek franchise, affectionately known as the Kelvin timeline, has beamed audiences aboard the USS Enterprise with pulse-pounding action, heartfelt camaraderie, and philosophical wonder. Starting with J.J. Abrams' 2009 Star Trek, this alternate timeline introduced a bold reimagining of beloved characters like Captain James T. Kirk, Spock, Uhura, and Scotty, carrying Starfleet into a modern era of blockbuster storytelling. Yet, after Star Trek Beyond closed that chapter in 2016, fans have wondered, will there ever be a fourth film? And if so, could it be the final mission for this iconic crew? The buzz reached a new peak recently when Zachary Quinto, the actor who brought a thoughtful, emotionally rich Spock to that timeline, offered some tantalizing comments suggesting that Star Trek 4, if it comes to fruition, might serve as the final outing for the Kelvin timeline crew. Geek Champ. Quinto's remarks arrive amidst nearly a decade of development limbo for Star Trek 4. Initially announced by Paramount in the early 2020s, the project has faced script challenges, director departures, and shifting corporate priorities at the studio, factors that have kept the movie from moving into active production. Daily Star Trek News. Yet despite the uncertainty, Quinto's tone has shifted in recent conversations. Instead of merely lamenting the delay, he's hinted at a deeper purpose. The possibility that this next story could function as a meaningful farewell, not just for him as Spock, but for the entire Kelvin ensemble and their shared journey. Geek Champ. What makes this idea resonate isn't just nostalgia. It's a deep recognition that every story arc, no matter how beloved, ultimately reaches a culmination. Quinto seems to understand that if a fourth film finally materializes, it carries the responsibility of honoring decades of character development and fan loyalty. Critics and fans alike would expect such a narrative to explore unresolved threads. Kirk's destiny as a leader, Spock's duality between logic and emotion, McCoy's unwavering humanity, and the bonds forged by a crew that once stood alone against impossible odds. Geek Champ. At its core, the Kelvin timeline's appeal has always been about relationships, a theme deeply embedded in Star Trek's DNA. From Kirk and Spock's unlikely friendship to Uhura's resilient grace and Sulu's steady courage, these characters have exemplified Starfleet's ideals. A potential final film, then, would not simply be another sci-fi spectacle. It would be a tribute to what these figures represent: unity and diversity, exploration with heart, and hope in the face of uncertainty. Geek Champ. Quinto's openness about this possibility also reflects the reality of Hollywood. Schedules, budgets, and creative visions must align before the Enterprise can lift off.